Folks, to another. I'm kidding.
Oh man, are we gonna eat mom's spaghetti?
Mom's spaghetti. Beef spaghetti.
Vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti. He's nervous.
Welcome, folks.
He's calm and ready to drop bombs.
Our final semi-final battle between fan favorite Bomberman and Sweet Tooth, which is too sweet.
Too furious?
So, I will be taking Bomberman. Sean will be taking Sweet Tooth. Alex will be giving us the eating contest. I will win the eating contest. We will get to Bomberman versus Snorlax in a death match, which I have no idea how that will go. And we'll see how this whole shebang goes, you know? Riley, you know?
He knows.
Yeah, I just drew on you.
Yeah, a little bit.
There you go, have a little more.
Now it's more.
You can tell
That's
Jocelyn.
battle damage. So, as you guys saw in the last, semi-final match, it's an eating contest. So Alex is going to decide what we are eating, and we're going to try to figure out how to quantify that.
So I think we should stick to the time limit again. But the funny thing is, we could not verify whether or not Bomberman has a mouth. So we'll be arguing around that fact.
The food that you will be eating is fugu.
Fugu?
It's the Japanese pufferfish that, served incorrectly, is poisonous and will kill you.
Ah, perfect. Bomberman is invulnerable to poison, so that's...
Yeah, it has a tetrodotoxin, which, unless it is carefully removed properly, the meat gets contaminated. It's hard to tell if it is or not until you die. And there's.
You wanna go inside?
Calm yourself.
You wanna go inside? We take Charlie outside.
So the reality is that there has been 23 people in Japan have died after eating fugu since 2000. That was as of 2012. So in 12 years, 23 people have died from it. So it's not super common for it to be prepared unsuccessfully, but it's never 0% chance.
This tape.
And the more that you eat it, the more likely it will kill you.
Correct. So it's an eating contest of fugu, so there's several plates of it. Let's say, for sake of argument, there are 10 plates of fugu each.
Alright. So, how is it done? We talking puree? We talking chopped, sushi style, fully cooked, fried?
It would be like a salmon fillet. You have a fillet of it, but depends on how it's prepared.
Okay.
If it's toxic or not.
Okay. So Bomberman, first off, no care for life and death. He literally drops bombs everywhere. So that doesn't matter. So what he's gonna do, he's gonna take every little fillet of pufferfish. And he's gonna take it, he's gonna hold it up. He's gonna open his little slurp hole, and he's just gonna let it slide down his throat, because he has no teeth. He's gonna grab the next one, slide down the throat, no teeth. He's not even chewing, just going straight down. Poison's not affecting him. If you let stuff slide down your throat, man, you're talking like 10 seconds, you can get 10 plates of shit. And watch this, ready?
You gotta swallow another one so I can see how this works.
Perfect. I know who.
So, one thing I will say
Off camera.
is I still do not believe that Bomberman has a mouth.
He has a slurp hole.
So I feel like the only way he would be ingesting this is through the eyes.
He can ingest it through the ass.
This is also true.
Does Bomberman have ass?
We don't
He
know.
has to survive somehow.
Well, if he's not eating, he's not pooping.
But he has to survive, which means he needs sustenance.
Or does he? What if he's a robot?
He's not a robot.
That's one of the things that are out there, though, is that at a certain point, Bomberman are more robots than people.
Perfect. So he doesn't need to eat, which means he automatically wins by eating the fastest because he doesn't need to eat.
But if he doesn't need to eat, wouldn't he lose the contest because he doesn't eat?
I was going to say, plus, good old Sweet Tooth's head is on fire. He could always extra cook the fugu fish
Waste time.
just to hopefully burn out any poisons.
That wastes time. Robot doesn't get poisoned though, and guess what? Fish has oil. Robots need oil. He's eating that fish. Even if he has to put it through his oil hole. And you know what? Oil holes are small. But Bomberman, he's mashing that in there. And he doesn't have to overcook shit because he's a robot. Therefore, 10 plates of fugu, under 10 seconds.
So one thing I would also say is that Sweet Tooth is, in Twisted Metal Black, is shown to be a stereotypical overweight man. I feel like he would be shoving all of this stuff in his mouth just to win.
Depends on how it tastes, because he may like it and be like, alright, I want to savor this little bit. 10 plates of fugu.
So it also said that fugu is intoxicating. I feel like any stinging or pain is nothing compared to the fire that's lit on his head.
Yeah, so is it going to let him enjoy the fish, or he's going to be like, you know what, I don't even like this shit, so I'm just bouncing out because he doesn't care. Unlike Bomberman, is programmed to care. And Bomberman was dropped into this tournament, I don't know what's going on, so Bomberman is like, you know what? I can go for some fugu right now, because that's got the fish oil I need to survive. Meanwhile, this flaming clown is sitting there holding fish above his head trying to cook it. And in the time it takes to cook fugu, Bomberman has eaten 5 plates of it.
I also still can't believe that he has shoved the whole thing in his oil hole yet.
He has gotten the whole thing rolled up like a tortilla right in the oil hole.
Where is the oil hole?
Mash it down. I don't know where his is. Probably his penis. It's not on his face, that's for sure.
I just still say that if he doesn't have a visible mouth, that means if he has a hole that he's shoving food into, it is small. Whereas Sweet Tooth is shoveling it into his mouth.
I have seen a lot of small-mouthed people eat a lot of food. There is an entire species of fish called smallmouth bass that have to survive from eating other fish, and their small mouth doesn't get in the way.
Well, I mean, they're eating everything through a straw, so it makes sense.
Through a small mouth. Because they are small-mouthed bass. And Bomberman is a small-mouthed Bomberman, a.k.a. a small-mouthed robot, therefore he is eating the fish. And in his case, eating the fish would just mean eating the oil. A little squeeze, oil comes out right in the oil hole.
So there's a question that no one's asked so far.
I will say before we ask that question,
I don't know what the question is, so I can't ask it.
if he's a robot, that means he is not actually eating and digesting this. He is just shoving it in his mouth.
It's not a digesting
It is
contest.
an eating contest.
It is not a digesting contest.
That's not the question, though.
What is the question? Because I don't know the question you're talking about.
The question is, how was this contest measured? You never asked that question.
You said there was 10 plates of food.
I know, I never 10 each. I never said anything else. You guys
How is
took
it
it
measured?
away. I would think the most logical would be in speed.
Oh,
How fast can you eat it?
Bomberman just figured it out. All of his matches are timed. And now you are already timed. He's already used to being timed, so you know what? He is just downing this fugu.
By your own logic, Andrew, he's got a tiny mouth hole.
Yes.
How fast can he mash and fill his hole?
Very quickly. I went to prep. I saw a lot of small things going to a lot of big things going to a lot of small mouths. Alright? I know how this works. You can chew an entire garlic breadstick in like a second with a mouth that big. You can also do it with your anus, but that's a different thing. Bomberman would easily get 10 plates of fugu into him before Sweet Tooth is finished cooking one, because Sweet Tooth is afraid of dying from poison.
I think still
you
if
have a
he's,
response to that.
I think even if he's cooking it, we've got him trying to, finger his food into his mouth.
Yeah. It's pretty easy to do that, isn't it? Yeah.
Have you ever tried to eat 10 plates of Fun Dip?
Yeah, I could do it. Bomberman, he would not be late because he doesn't have a tongue.
The determining factor for me here is how fast is Sweet Tooth eating these 10 plates for him.
He is
like
eating
I
like a
said.
standard American dad.
Alright, so it's already gone.
As Bomberman has already been over with his for 10 minutes, Sweet Tooth is finally finished.
I'm sorry, Andrew, but I don't see a world where Bomberman is stuffing food down his port faster than an overweight man is eating plates of fish.
Again, you're assuming he doesn't have mouth, which he does.
When you can show me definitive proof that Bomberman has a mouth.
Let me ask you this. Definitive proof that he has a mouth. Ninjas, centuries ago, wore masks. And guess what? You can't see their mouth, but you know that they have a mouth. Bomberman is a ninja with his mouth covered. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile, Jago. All ninjas, all have mouths.
Trying to figure out who Jago is.
Killer Instinct.
Oh, sweet.
All face covered.
I thought you forgot who Jade was.
No. All face covered, all eventually have mouths.
Oh.
Bomberman
Oh.
has a mouth.
Hold on, I might have found something here. Give me a second.
I have no allegiance to this character, but I will not let you discriminate against him for being an Asian American saying he has no mouth.
I do not have a canon answer to mouth.
So, we will say he has a mouth. Because he has one.
My biggest thing here is that if he can talk, he has to have a mouth, right?
Yes.
What if he's a robot?
You know who else were robots? Androids from Dragon Ball Z, and they had mouths.
But Dr. Wheelo didn't have a mouth.
Dr. Robotnik had a mouth. Mega Man has a mouth. Bender has a mouth. Robots have mouths. I will not let you discriminate against possible robots like you are.
Oh, God. I want to know why this showed up.
What the fuck?
That's what I want to know.
What does that even have anything to do with Bomberman?
Apparently Dolphin Bomber is from Bomberman, but I'm sure it doesn't look exactly like that. Nope, I was wrong. I was very wrong, Sean. It is exactly that from the anime of it.
Okay.
Okay. I was mistaken.
We thought we were back into Rule 34 territory.
Some of the Charlie.
So I think I gotta call it. You made some good arguments.
Hold on, I have not been given time to prove if Father Man has a mouth.
You're out of time.
You're right. No, I'm not. There was a time limit. It was 3 minutes.
You have 30 seconds to make your point.
I can't even get to 30 seconds.
You have 30 seconds once you get into the...
I don't have my phone. I need 30 seconds from when I have my phone. I got to go get my phone. And I have 30 seconds from when I sit down.
He has 30 seconds from now.
Clearly, that's where it's going.
I wish. Can't ask for that much time. Alright. Bomberman mouth.
Do you think I didn't do that already?
You didn't. Or else you would have found his mouth.
A cannon mouth.
Well, if you want him to have a cannon, I can get him to have a cannon.
Not fan art.
Bomberman Land Wii. The bomber Carmen, who is one of the Bombermen, has a rose in her mouth. She has no visible mouth, rose coming out of it. I don't know what the fuck a clown bomber is. He is a bomber that is a clown. So I have proven that Bombermen do have a mouth.
As a species, have a mouth.
And I was not told which Bomberman it is. So I could pick Carmen Bomberman if that's the only one that I am allowed to pick that has a mouth to win the Fugu off.
Which will be really interesting using that one to go into the finals.
Race, Bomberman. Carmen Bomber, Rose in the mouth. She has a mouth, which means she can eat Fugu, and she does not have to cook it over her head like a stupid clown. Whose head is on fire.
So I do want to say, he would only be cooking it over his head for the poison. If he saw you shoveling it into your tiny mouth, he'd probably just start shoving it into his mouth.
It's too late. She's already shoveled 10 plates worth in there by the time he realized it. Carmen Bomberman is the Bomberman that I am picking because there is a mouth, but...
Is the rose permanently affixed in her mouth?
No.
Do you have pictures of her without the rose in her mouth?
Well, now I'm reading the history of Bomberman. It's just insane. The Bomberman race. Bombermans possess unlimited expandability. So she could keep eating despite her stomach as well, because she could continue to expand. Again, she eats fast. She eats a lot. She is a Bomberman. With a rose in her mouth. Check and mate. Carmen Bomberman is the winner.
I'm also never seeing anything where the rose comes out of her mouth, though.
It's got to come out eventually, because guess what? She's got to pull it out.
That's what she said.
The official wiki. Rose in the mouth. Or as a mouth.
Is it like this mini Bomberman who always has a cowboy hat on his head?
No. It would be different if he had a cowboy hat in his mouth.
Quit
So
lying.
I have proved...
I want to point out, like, I picked this one because I thought it was a clear win for Sweet Tooth. I thought, like, he would be put off maybe by the poison, but not care. But the argument that Carmen Bomber actually has a mouth, unfortunately, makes this, like, harder for me to decide.
Yes!
Because I was thinking, like, there's no way she's going to eat, but if she can hold a rose in her mouth, she can eat.
I have seen many Mexican ladies dance the tango with a rose in their mouth, put the rose down, and immediately eat a quesadilla. And if she has unlimited expandability, like the rest of the Bombermans, she can eat as much fugu as her little heart desires, or whatever robots have. Don't know. Never built one, never met one. Don't know. But I will be damned if I let you pick a winner based on racist things. That robots don't have mouths.
I will say that even if, which, as we see, Carmen does have a mouth, or at least a rose affixed to her face.
We have broken stereotypes. They do not think she no longer has a mouth.
The mouth is not noticeable.
Doesn't matter.
So I feel like still the hole that she is shoving food into is very small. Whereas my overweight clown here
I can crunch my mouth down there.
is going to be, eating more just because his mouth opens more. And I feel like he's going to out-eat her as he ravenously eats. Like the pig that Sweet Tooth is.
Canonically, how much does Sweet Tooth eat?
Oh,
I will show you a picture of what he looks like.
He's a dude, so probably whatever dudes eat.
This is Sweet Tooth.
I see a mask on that face, though. Can that Hugo go through that mask?
Well, the mask is also usually broken.
You know,
Oh,
who
wait,
doesn't have
no.
a mask that's broken?
So, it
Carmen
has a
Bomber.
mouth opening in the actual game. Because that was from All Stars.
Let's try...
I got one. Hold on.
Look, guys, I was given this character, and I'm doing my best to fight for this against racial stereotypes of robots don't have mouths. I think I won that argument, though. I'll have to go against Snorlax.
My argument against Sweet Tooth being a bigger guy
The dumbest shit I've ever had to do.
is thinking about
That's wrong, Winky was.
professional eaters. What do professional eating champions look like?
Joey Chestnut.
Yes! What does Joey Chestnut look like, Andrew?
A skinny fuck.
So I will agree
With an
with that.
expandable stomach.
But this is just 10 plates of fugu. He's not trying to break any world record hot dog eating contests. He's just trying to get through the food as quickly as possible.
But if he's a fat boy, he may already have eaten beforehand.
You know what? It's gotta come down to a coin flip. I cannot decide. Like, I get both sides of that argument. I think the whole Bomberman being a race of things with expandable everything, I think can win an eating contest, but at the same time, I think Sweet Tooth has something going on. So, Sweet Tooth, what do you want, Sean? Heads or tails?
Oh yeah, because Bomberman isn't even
Ranked.
isn't even ranked.
I'll make it best of 3 too, because there's no even way to do this.
Let's go heads.
All right, first flip is tails.
Oh.
Second flip, heads. Tails.
Oh! Carmen Bomberman escapes to the finals. Only to be squashed by Snorlax.
We have yet to see that.
You kidding me?
I have no clue how this is going to turn out.
I do. Am I the one that has to argue for Carmen, or can I pass it off to the one that wanted Bomberman all of a sudden?
Nope.
God damn it. Well, folks,
Come back to the finals when we see
Carmen Bomberman
versus Alpha Snorlax.
is the dumbest shit we've ever done.
That's debatable.
Carmen Bomberman.